how are you doing? How did you get a chance to watch Copa America? It came on
I
a little
did
bit
actually.
later than than we thought.
I did. I got to watch Copa America. I did read about, or afterwards, or during the match, kind of heard about the issues they were having at the gates
Man, I saw
before the
like that
game.
on Twitter started going nuts, man. That kid, I think he's a Chicagoan, by the way. That tactical manager on YouTube and Twitter, he was the one that had most of the like footage that they were using to talk about it. He had the video of the people climbing in the air ducts and people climbing over the wall.
You know, you know what this reminded me of? Like I saw that and I seen the people at the gates like pressing off. It reminded me of like that one time I went to Honduras to watch the Honduran national team play against Mexico. The chaos it was. Like your ticket didn't mean anything anymore. Right? They didn't care.
It was the
They didn't
Thunderdome.
care.
Get a seat, bitch.
Yeah, you find a seat wherever you can, and that's what exactly what happened. You know, in this game, and you saw people crawling in this freaking vent system to try
Oh,
to get a seat.
wild stuff. Now, I got to admit, man, this hits really close to home because this becomes an intersection of things I care about.
Yeah.
I hate capitalism, but I also feel like don't rob from people, rob from capitalists. So it's like I love that they snuck in, but I hate that they sat in people's seats who paid. Right? Do you feel me on
Yes.
that? Like it's I mean these tickets are ridiculously expensive. They shouldn't be. They're the
Well,
secure
granted, I'm sure if they reached out to security, the security will escort, whoever sitting on your seat.
No,
But
they didn't.
that's
Not until halftime.
oh wow.
Yeah, so not until halftime did they do that.
Ooh, okay, so never mind. Uh, so yes, I mean, this comes to show the organization that they did for this tournament. If this was used as a test run for the World Cup, we're in trouble.
We'll see.
Because
Okay, so the discourse online has been a bunch of people defending America because they're like, "Hey man, my feelings, dog. We can run a tournament. It was Comnable." Then Comnable's like, "Yeah, well we paid for their cops and they suck. ACAB, brother." So like you get both sides and it's like I don't know, man. I live in America and I don't feel like we do a lot of things great. And I was the one I think in the one of the very first episodes of the show that said that posed the question, would we see the first mass shooting at a World Cup in 2026? But it was just a failure all the way around. I mean, I felt like I was going to see Monterey security on the back of their shirts. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'll tell you this. I think Monterey would have done a better job
Right?
than whoever was running the security at that place in Miami or whatever. So honestly, it's the fact that you cannot control the crowd. The fact that you couldn't start. I guess. I mean, for lack of a better word, start segregating people by sections or whatever, or try to like put some order in. And you had this mass of people just there. It's sad. It's sad. It's we cannot host a World Cup with this kind of security system. Like,
Well, what do you do?
what are
I
we gonna
mean,
do?
what do you do? I mean, I honestly feel like we're seeing two things happen. Like, dude, why crush people? Like, I'm always that guy who just kind of casually walks up. Like, I'm not running in to get in line. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't understand why you got to be a jerk.
It
But
it wasn't even
also,
like general seating.
we also see, we've seen it in our politics, and I don't want to bring that up, but like, the illusion of security is just that, an illusion. If you bum rush an entrance, enough people are going to get in. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to bum rush it. And it's like the only thing that keeps this fragile thing we call society together is the social contract of not being a douchebag. You know what I
Or
mean?
unless either that, or you have cops in full body armor with shields, and then after that, good luck
Oh,
to
they
you,
didn't
man, because you ain't
expect
gonna.
that. It was Florida. They were like, whatever. It's just a stupid soccer game. What do they care?
Man,
So apparently the president of the FA got arrested.
I heard about that
Yeah.
for fighting a
So
security guard.
so
Was he trying to bum rush too?
No, apparently what little I saw, I love this whole podcast. Our whole brand is just wild speculation from odd shit that we've read hot headlines to. But um what I heard was he somehow coordinated and or gave the idea of like, yo, why don't you all bum rush? There's not enough Colombian fans up in here. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that because you would think he has. Okay, here's a real question: does a FA president have diplomatic immunity?
I don't think so. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, that man's gonna get his visa suspended or taken away for inciting a riot.
God, this is why Copa was good, man. Like,
Yeah,
this is why even the U.S. crashing out so early was even more bad because
yeah.
it's been so much fun. This is like, and yes, I understand. The good news is no one got trampled. It wasn't like a Guns N' Roses Metallica 1991 concert. You know what I mean? Like people didn't get
It was
trampled.
it was
Like
an FA Cup semifinal.
yeah, right. So
Yeah,
like people didn't get trampled. People weren't like from what I've seen. I haven't seen any real reporting yet of any injuries or major injuries. I'm sure people got scratched and
yeah.
fell and ankles and this that and the other.
Sure. You
But
had the pickpocketers having a field day.
oh, I'm sure. But then again, like what do you even how are you even robbing people nowadays? Everything's just on the phone, man. It's just
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
but
Good luck.
anyway.
Good luck taking a debit card. It's gonna not work in about 2 minutes
Yeah,
after it's gone.
give it 5 minutes and enjoy your popcorn. So all right, so again, how do you feel about the United States hosting the World Cup in 2026? And like you were
Well,
a person or are a person who has been trying to purchase tickets.
so here's the thing. I hope, I hope that I have that ability to buy tickets in about 2 years. I will like this to be like a very special moment between me and my family, my kids. I would like them to see a World Cup. You know, I was a kid in USA '94, and I could probably safely say that, due to we didn't, due to our current, I guess, current financial situation back then, we weren't able to go see a game. But now I have that opportunity to take, my son, my daughter, my family to go watch a game. And I would like to do that, but I also want them to be safe. And I hope that whatever happened in this Copa America, is a lesson to what's going to happen in the World Cup. Like, if you think that people are going to bone rush, then you know what? Maybe you might have to have police force out there. Get them some shields, get them some body armor, and hey, if you need to direct traffic, by all means, do so.
Well,
Because at the end of
may I interrupt you to ask this question?
yeah,
Um, does it depend on who's playing? Because like, and I will and I will preface this by saying I have really disliked seeing all of the finger pointing being at like, oh, it's just the Colombian fans. Like, I think that's bullshit.
no,
But
I
with that said, like, does it matter who's playing? Like, if we see, if England is playing, oh god, that's a bad example. Anybody, but like, if we're seeing like, warring countries play against each other, do you think that that's less
you,
safe than say Sweden versus the U.S.?
so you see warring countries play against each other. I mean, that's obviously, considering that political tension, you would think that there'll be more police officers out there, there'll be more security out there, and not just around the stadium, but you would think that there'll be security outside, like beyond
Well,
outside the
wait. I
stadium.
mean, we think that, but like, I mean, not to get political again, but I mean, are there budgets for that? Is America really like? Are the people who are elected currently and or about to be like even into spending money? You know what I mean? We make a lot of assumptions having lived in this really nice, comfortable bubble of America for a long
Yeah,
time,
I mean,
and once it's like that a business. Once you get to that third generation of
but
owners,
but but I think honestly, especially with the whole, everything's going on, you know, especially how things have been in this country after 9/11. You know, terrorism will be a
fair.
big thing. Don't be surprised if you see bomb sniffing dogs and, you know, and drones flying around.
Oh,
I mean,
definitely drones everywhere.
yeah,
Stingrays probably all over the place.
yeah. So you know, in that sense, it's probably gonna be more security. Especially you don't want the World Cup to be known of as the World Cup that of a terrorist attack or something bad really happened and whatnot.
Yeah, you don't want
Um,
like to be. Yeah, you don't want
I mean,
the Munich of
you
World
don't want the
Cups.
Munich, yeah.
You know what I
So
mean? And
that's yeah.
and
So that's kind of why I feel that there might be more security. There's probably going to be a lot more security, and you know, this Copa situation kind of was a lesson of what should be avoided and how to prepare for it. You know, especially for the cities that are hosting World Cup games. Uh, especially any major any mayor from any of these cities should probably be like, okay, look what happened in Miami. What can we do to avoid those steps? What can we figure it out? We
I
know that we're
mean,
gonna have all these.
hold on. Do you think Brian? Jesus Christ, I don't even remember anymore.
Brandon,
You think Brandon Johnson woke up this morning and even gave a fuck what happened in Miami or even thought about it?
no, because
Like,
he's not hosting the World Cup.
oh, fair, fair. Okay, I feel you. All right, so I think we've beaten that to death.
Yeah.
How about the game? Did you enjoy the game itself?